Hi, so if you're watching this video, you might find yourself in a situation where you need to go to court. And we understand as attorneys that have gone to multiple courthouses in the state that going to court can be stressful and can cause a lot of anxiety. Every court is different. If you've never been to court before, just getting to the door could cause a lot of stress for you. Nevertheless, the idea of what courtroom do I get to? What happens when I sit down? What responsibilities are mine? So we're hoping today that when we talk to you, we can alleviate some of that stress and give you somewhat of an idea, a good basis for what's going to happen when you go to court, where you need to go, where you need to be, how you need to look, and when you need to be there. My name is Emily Music, and I'm an attorney here with Fascio Law, and I'm happy to help you walk through these steps today.
My name is Marcy Fascio. I'm also an attorney at Fascio Law. Fascio Law is a criminal defense firm in the Oklahoma City area. Criminal defense means we help people who have been charged with a crime or arrested. Could be a DUI, could be a drug case, larceny, assault and battery, anything. If you've been charged with a crime in the Oklahoma City area, we can help. We're going to talk to you about different things you need to know to be prepared to go into that building, the courthouse. The first thing is basically getting to the courthouse. It sounds super simple, but many a person has underestimated the complexities, shown up late to court, and that is not a good thing. Make sure you give yourself plenty of time to get to the courthouse. Also, make sure you know which courthouse to go. There are probably over 10 courthouses within 30 minutes of our office in downtown OKC, so you definitely want to show up at the right courthouse. I have seen people go to the wrong courthouse. They got there on time, but if you're in the wrong place, it doesn't really work. So first, make sure you know which courthouse you need to go to. Again, give yourself plenty of time because parking is sometimes a nightmare. A lot of court is set at 9 o'clock, so that means there's a lot of traffic at 9 o'clock. Make sure you get there in time to find a parking spot and get into the building. Once you get into the building, most courthouses have security set up where you'll have to go through a metal detector or something and pass through security before you can get into the building. So if you generally carry a pocket knife or anything like that, leave it at home, leave it in your car. You can't take it into the courthouse. That's just one less thing to worry about. You're almost there though, hold on. Now you've got to find the right courtroom. Most courthouses have multiple courtrooms, so you'll need to get to the right place. Usually the courtroom is based on what judge your case is assigned to. In other words, if your case is set before Judge Smith, then you need to get to Judge Smith's courtroom. So get a parking spot, go through security, get to the right courtroom, take a seat. If court is set at 9 o'clock, the judge will come in at 9 and you'll see that everyone will stand up. It's just a show of respect for the court and for the judge. And then the judge will usually pretty quickly say, be seated. At that point, that's when the judge calls the docket. In other words, he or she goes through the list of names of cases that are set on the docket for the day. There could be 50 cases, there could be 100 cases. This is another reason why it's very important to get there on time and be in the right spot, because if you don't, they will know. The judge is going to start calling through the list of names. When he calls your name, you're expected to stand up and announce present so that the judge knows that you are there. If you do not stand up when the judge calls your name, then the judge will definitely make a note of the fact that you're late if you show up later, and the judge could even issue a warrant. So you definitely want to get there, be on time, be in the right place, follow all the rules.
So there's some rules that once you get into the courtroom, you need to make sure you're following them. A big one is dress code. Make sure that you are dressed appropriately. In our years as attorneys, Marcy and I have seen a lot of things. We've seen people wearing tube tops, flip-flops, clothes that have more holes in them than they have fabric, t-shirts that say outlaw, things that aren't just ringing true to the way that you want to present yourself in a courtroom. Lawyers and judges see that. So make for sure that when you come to court, you're wearing a nice pair of pants, a nice pair of jeans, a shirt with a collar, it's a nice pair of shoes. We're not asking for you to bust out the tuxedo, but dress appropriately for the situation. You know that this is an important situation, you're going to dress for that situation. Cell phones are not allowed in the courtroom. You don't even need to have it on silent or vibrate. Turn it off. There is no reason to have a cell phone in a courtroom. Your attorneys, we're going to be there. If you've got a question, we're there to answer it for you. If you feel like you need to call a family member, call them before you enter the courtroom. Turn off that cell phone, stick it in your purse or your pocket. If your cell phone rings, your cell phone could be taken away. You could be assessed a $50 fine or higher. Judges don't like it when they go off, so make for sure no cell phones on in the courtroom. Next thing you need to be aware of is if you do bring family or some kind of support system with you to the courthouse, they could be in the courthouse, but they might not be allowed in the courtroom. Sometimes these courtrooms are smaller and the dockets are large, so the judges are very important on getting the people who are set on the docket in the courtroom. So if you brought your mom or a spouse, they might have to stand outside the courtroom while you yourself come in and sit down. While you're in the courtroom, it is imperative that you be as respectful as possible. If the judge ever addresses you or calls your name, make sure that you stand. You say, "Yes, Your Honor," "No, Your Honor," and you leave the rest of the talking to us. Other than that, have a seat, stay prepared, and we'll be in the courtroom to help you address what's going to happen next.
These are the things you need to know to be prepared and to get off on the right foot. So, you found a parking spot, you're dressed appropriately, you got through security, you're in the right seat, and you answered when the judge called your name on the docket. Good job. Now sit down, take a deep breath, we'll handle it from here. We have created a free guide called What to Expect at the Courthouse, and you can download it, click the link below, you can download that guide to kind of get more information and more detail about what to expect at the courthouse. Or if you don't want to bother with that, you just want someone to help you, then you can get a free case assessment from our office. Just call our office or click the link below for case assessment. Everything's down below, and you can contact us, get a free case assessment. We'll answer any questions you have about what to expect at the courthouse, things like that, so you will be prepared and ready for court day.